We're back.
We're back. Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know what the rules are with serial numbers and stuff like that on the in public. So I decided that we're just going to show off what we got here. This is a Switch 2. Switch 2, and we're going to go in unboxing of the Switch 2 to talk about it from a technical communication standpoint. So what kind of instructions does it give? What kind of
is there a manual?
Is there a manual? How do you set it up? Like what does it tell you how to do? So we're not going to really play it unless it really tells us how to do it. And if it doesn't, I'm sure we'll figure it out. But still, did it come with what we think should come with, or what's missing from it, or maybe it comes to something awesome that's really great, and we have now a new way for us to develop something.
Yeah, Mario's going to pop out the box and tell us what to do.
Maybe. So I'm going to show this off. Like again, serial number. I got to block it. I just assume, but this is what it comes on the side of the box. But it gives you some information. So it tells you things like it's the Switch 2, what it comes inside the box, has pictures and graphics, and then a really nice detailed breakdown of everything that's inside there. So that's something we would have in a manual. That's a great representation of what we would put in a manual, like with a basic breakdown and from an image and graphic standpoint, what's in it, and then what do you expect? So now I'm gonna crack the sucker open. So
for sure it has the FCC regulations and things like that on there too at the bottom.
Any kind of legality terms.
Yeah,
like absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, right now, I'm going to use my fingernail to pull back the tape, though. So I'm pulling back the tape. Ugh. Did I do it again?
I don't think so.
Pull back the tape. Shoot. And then I'll open this up. Okay.
Oh, wait, there's information right there.
There's information right here.
Cereal.
Right here on top of the serial number. So let me pull this out. I'm going to pull this part out so that the box is showing, but let's pull that so what that looks like. All right. So put that aside here for a second. But if you look here on the side, this is the instructions. So the cool thing is it does come with some pretty cool instructions. What do we got here, Shu?
What do we got? Plug it in and set it up. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. I feel like with the Switch 1 as well, if you're an owner of a Switch 1, it'll be pretty similar to kind of set it up and things like that.
So what does it say? So step 1, plug it in. Step 2, what does it say? So
set it up.
Set it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes into more detail about setting it up, though.
Yeah. Cool. All
right. On that front. But.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. We'll take that. We'll open that up. It looks like there's a whole section in box. Ooh, that's everything that's falling apart already.
Let's see what it says. It has translations both in French and Spanish.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, because this is the North American.
This is actually
version.
Much bigger than I expected it to be. This is very, very large, actually.
This is the North American version of the Switch. So
what is this? Is this the new magnet things to hold on to the controllers and stuff like that for the Pro? Okay, we got an HDMI cable in the box too, which we knew it said on the side of the box already. We've got a power cord and a USB-C straight. So in the old ones, they used to come with just a straight USB-C that plugged directly into the wall. Now it comes with a plug adapter, and then you have a separate USB-C that you're using as well. So that's kind of nice because I got to be honest, that was a real pain.
I spy a manual.
I do spy a manual. I see a Mario Kart World digital download, which I'm very disappointed with. Maybe I should have bought the physical copy, and maybe I will end up still doing that. But we do see a full-on manual in multiple languages and multiple layouts. So I'm very excited.
Spanish and French.
Portuguese.
It's coming in Portuguese too.
Yeah, Portuguese on the back right here. Portuguese.
But they
Spanish, Espanol, and Frances.
Yeah.
And of course, we also have
Portuguese. That's a surprise. Oh, it's because of Brazil.
Yeah. Oh, it's Brazilian Portuguese.
Yeah,
okay. Not Portugal Portuguese.
I think this is just the American version.
Okay, so first thing we have here, it gives us the Prop 20, Prop 65, health safety information, usage guidelines, setup. Okay, so it gives us some pretty decent information here. It says setup. Nintendo 2 has been designed with ease of use. To get started, there's a URL we can go to, support.nintendo.com to start the process. That's kind of cool. Is there any QR codes on this or anything that we should be using that can maybe walk us through like a video or any of these things as well? I don't see anything here. It talks about battery leakage, a lot of warnings, lots and lots of warnings. So from a safety standpoint, I will say it does have the standard stuff that we would normally see from a...
What is the URL?
Support.nintendo.com.
That's it?
That's it. We can get the device agreement information from support.nintendo.device/device.agreements. There we go. There we go.
This is both the Americas, which is why they have English, French, Spanish, and then Portuguese.
Mhm. Lots and lots of warning, caution. I love seeing stuff like this because it means they're actually paying attention and care about the actual the person that's actually giving this to. A lot of these times, these companies don't do this, but they're doing a fantastic job here so far.
This
I
is
thoroughly enjoyed this.
A great UI for this website.
All right, what we got so far? So is there anything there for us to, or we just get started? Because it looks like that's it for the manual. The manual is a safety usage guide, so how to
Yeah.
safely use it.
So
It's not a full usage guide; it's just safety.
this will have, I mean,
It's liability coverage. So.
we can search directly from here what we want to do. There's popular topics that you could get into. One of the first ones actually up there is getting started for the Nintendo Switch 2. My support dashboard. I'm assuming if you're logged in, you could be able to do things. Find help by a product, so we can filter through products. You can also filter through topics as well. And then as you scroll down, you have your quick links. So, you know, your network status, order, burst status, repair status. And then if you need support, you can contact them, and then it'll have their footer where
But no videos,
all the
no
documentation.
nothing like that. It looks like it's
No
just basic
videos.
information. Okay.
Yep, just basic information. So I'll click on the get started Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, it does have a walkthrough step by
It
step.
has a walk.
So it's a non-printed version of a manual, but it is a full detailed manual here.
Yep.
So the safety stuff, I guess, from a liability standpoint, they probably had to put the paperwork in there.
Well,
Is my guess.
is there anything else left? In the
I don't see anything else. Well, I mean, we have the
The
controllers
dock.
I just pulled in, and then I have the dock, and I pulled out the other stuff already.
There's
as
nothing
well.
else.
No, that's it. And then we have the Pro Controller type thing that you slide it into. But yeah. All right. So the cool thing is, the first time I'm feeling these, I am loving the way these feel. Actually, I did not expect to like this.
Ooh.
It feels much. The size is the right size.
Ooh.
It feels good in your hand. It feels like almost a little hefty. Like it doesn't feel cheap or plasticky. I'm kind of impressed. And I kind of always want to see what this is like. But that is pretty sweet.
These controllers, the
That's
joysticks
how that works.
specifically, have snapback.
I don't know what that means.
These joysticks will snap back to the center.
I don't know what that means.
So when you're gaming or anything like
Yeah.
that, if you want to go down left and then you click like that,
Yeah.
it'll snap it back to the center.
Oh man.
So
that
it's
feels
not going to
good.
stay at the bottom.
I gotta be honest. This is much bigger than I thought this was going to be.
Yeah.
This is
It's
rather
kind of like a
large.
Steam Deck almost.
My
A
Steam
little
Deck
bit bigger.
my Steam Deck is bulkier. The screen
Yeah.
on this though, I think, is bigger than my
Yeah.
OLED Steam Deck. So
Does it feel lighter?
I don't know. It definitely is hefty. It's definitely girthy. I don't know. I should have brought my Steam Deck with me, but
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you what, it feels better made than my Steam Deck does. And I love my Steam Deck. Nothing
Yeah.
against Steam, please. No. Okay. So let's look at some of these other items we got here. I need to put that aside. We've got the little pieces that can slide in. So it's got this came in the last, which is the place. It's really just like a plastic holder for your controllers that you can put onto it. It is very different than the previous version, and I don't know. It seems all right. Let's take a look at this dock. Now, this dock is very different than the previous versions.
How do you disconnect it?
There's side buttons, so that's actually kind of neat. They made it really easy, and almost where it looks like it's a button that you would actually push on the side, like as if it was a button to execute in a game, but it's not. It's a release. You push down, and it releases the actual magnetic piece. It's kind of interesting. Look, so you just push that in, and it pops right out. Kind of cool, huh?
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a little scary. I feel like I'm going to break it. And then it auto snaps it.
yeah. Interesting,
That's
right?
Great.
This kickstand's pretty interesting. Be careful on the kickstand because it does show the security, the social security number, not social security number. It shows the what you call it, the serial number. What?
You didn't show it, right?
I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll find out when everything gets all messed up. All right. Let's see here. Then we have the dock.
Yep.
So we have the dock here, and on
Do
the
we have
dock,
any
it looks like there's a
labels?
back piece that pops off, just like the previous one.
Yep. Yep.
And it's
we have
got
all
the
our
same
labels.
stuff as it did before, which is a area for the AC adapter, the HDMI out, and then a standard LAN. Was there a LAN on the last
There
one?
was not a LAN input in the previous.
Really?
I don't think
I
so.
don't remember.
I don't remember
I
either.
should know this. I don't know this. All right. Well anyways,
No.
there's a LAN on this, which was
That's
kind of interesting. Yeah, you check it out here.
Yeah, I
Now
noticed
there's
that you-
additional fans in here and stuff like that too. Supposedly when it's on the dock, it's
Okay.
performing almost at double the speed, is what I've heard so far. Okay.
Is this a QR code?
What's that? I don't know. Oh, that's a part tracker. So like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's like so a lot of companies nowadays, you're required to have a guidance of where you bought it from, where you get the materials from, where you source it from, and they normally are required to have these little like almost looks like a QR code that allows you to scan it, and then it would give you the information about where that stuff comes from. It's very specific tools that can look that up.
We have 2 USB ports on the side right over here if you want to put in a GameCube adapter.
Yeah, so you don't have to crack it open like you did in the previous
Yeah,
one. So
that's-
having it
that's the
open on
other
the
one.
outside, but it's USB-A.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why?
The previous one had 3 USB-A slots.
It had 3?
Yeah.
This one has 2.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm assuming there's another one on the backside.
Okay.
Or actually, how do you open this up?
Oh, you just right here. Just post this back right here.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no instructions. I hope I did that right, but there's no instructions on how to do
Yeah.
that correctly. At least that I saw.
No, this one just has an AC adapter. So the AC adapter is the USB-C port.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 HDMI outs, and then the LAN, and then this side has the 2 USB-A ports. Yeah, that's crazy. I thought it would have a extra USB-C slot, but
All right, let's see. Is there any battery in this at all? Like, I bet you it requires me to have it plugged in, but we'll see. There's some battery.
Yep.
It's kicking on.
I'll show it.
It's kicking on. Saying Nintendo. So we'll see what happens in a second here. Now, Nintendo's done a very good job in the past of giving you walkthrough instructions on screen for setup and stuff like that.
Mhm.
For games, a lot of things like anything Nintendo based, they normally do a pretty great job. So we're starting off with obviously the same thing that we all know about is the
Language
selections. I'm going to pick. Oops, I think I just picked the wrong thing. Back.
What did you?
I picked English UK Australia as opposed to English US, which is the way I need to go. I'm wearing the Americas. And then it gives me view license agreement. Okay, let's view the license agreement. All right, let's see. This is an important agreement. It replies 18 years to stop. Must be apparent to guard and legal, blah, 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 blah. Agreement between the two Nintendo and North America. Oh my God, this is so long.
It's not going to put me in a human centipede, is
This is so long.
it? It's not going to put me in a human centipede, right?
I hate it when companies do this. They really need to give you either in simpler terms or really give you something because this is all legal mumbo jumbo. It's not something this from a user experience standpoint. This is a negative for me. By the way, Apple does this as well. A lot of other companies, everybody, there needs to be laws at this point, like to make it so that you're required to at least give basic information on what you're actually agreeing to.
Yeah.
Not in lawyer speak.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to require a degree or a law degree in order to understand this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what is it? What's the average reading age in America? This is like people read at a 3rd grade level. Like
I
that's the
believe
highest,
so.
something
Yeah.
like that.
I believe so.
Yeah, you know.
So I got permission from our network people to allow me to connect it to our network. So I got to get the password because I do not know it off the top of my head. Let's see here. Let's find that password. All right, and then we'll go back. So let me type in the password here. Oh, I already forgot it. That's terrible. There we go. Okay. Literally forgot in like seconds. Okay. And you can hear like it's got some cheesy music running in the background.
It's not cheesy. I love the Nintendo music.
Let's see if it works. We have to log in with my Nintendo ID and all this stuff like that. A lot of this stuff's going to take forever. So my apologies if you're checking this out and you're just seeing me looking at a screen. But normally, like when something like this is happening, the other person that you're on this with normally is talking as well, but they're texting while we're doing this. So, so it's, it's priorities.
Something came up.
It's just bouncing back and forth. So
Is
the
it?
wireless is just bouncing back and forth right now. Here's the thing. I could have typed in the password wrong. It's definitely possible. And it says it could not connect to the network. So let's try it one more time.
It gives you a QR code, error code.
For this to take. So the cool thing is actually this is pretty interesting. It takes you to that support page. So you can that QR code, it'll bring you right back where she was bringing up before. All right, let's try it again. Re-enter your password. Okay. Let me double check the password. I see what I did. Password may have had a letter that inverts very easily, and my dyslexia definitely caused an issue there. But the cool thing is we got to learn about that.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Some of the best stuff with Nintendo is
We're
the
good.
music from the
Connection successful. Let's see what next. All right, so it's asking me to update it. We all expected that, right? I mean, let's be honest.
I didn't.
We all expected that.
I did.
I did. Really, you didn't expect an update on the very
Day
first
one
day?
update?
Day one update? Always. Always a day one update. I'll be surprised if there's not one tomorrow too. It's giving okay. This is actually kind of cool. So it's giving me actually the walkthrough information how to use the stand, how to plug it in, and it's telling me where I can plug it in from the top or from the bottom. Now remember, there's actually two ports.
Wait, you can plug it in from the.
So you can now dock it, and you have a USB on the
C.
top as well. So it's USB-C's on bottom and top. So one for the dock for the dock, and the other one, so you can just plug it right in the top as well. So you think about it, like when you're playing, like, and if you were like need it plugged in, you can have it plugged in front of you. Versus like that's pretty sweet, right? But the cool thing is, it does give you some great instructions here on how to set up and do it using the kickstand. It's now walking me through the steps, the things that we just talked about and did. So even though it was intuitive to us to go through that, they're doing a fantastic job here with those instructions. So this is great from that standpoint. Okay. Now what? Oh, it's asking me to actually do it. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. So it's actually integrated with, it's actually doing it through the process. So hold and release, and then it says pull it aside, put it back on. Very cool. So it's asking me to do it for both Joy-Con 2, Joy-Con 1.
I would assume that also calibrates it.
Oh, that's actually, I didn't think
Right.
about it. And actually, I think that's what it's asking me to do right now. So let me actually put this down for a second, because it's actually giving me some instruction of what the next steps are. So it wants them in my hands. So let me back this up for a moment, and maybe I'll angle this a little bit better down here so I can kind of see this. And I'll crack this open like this, put these back out. Okay, now I've got these here. I'm hitting next, and now it's asking me to connect it to my TV. Now we do have a TV we can connect it to, but I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to click later. It says a view attachment guide. Oh, it's got a walkthrough on that too. So here's the walkthrough on those instructions for that. So it's giving me some pretty cool stuff here. It says use the attachment grips. Okay, so this is that grip, that handle thing that they asked us to. And I don't think, to be honest, I will probably never use this. This will probably end up either for sale or in a trash or in a drawer somewhere, because I just don't like things like this. And again, then showing me how to pull them back off using the triggers again, push them back off. So those are back off. But again, I do like the instructions it's giving us here in this process. Let me make this a little bit better too as well. Okay. Now it's asking me to put on the little attachment pieces. Now, obviously, there's a color related to this, so we're just going to be able to snap this right on. So it gives me the instructions. So step 1, step 2, and it looks pretty straightforward. That was pretty straightforward.
The color coding of this thing is so much better than when the
previous version.
The previous version, because
wow, that's actually kind of interesting. I don't know how much I love this, but yeah, okay. What's it next? It says remove the strap by holding the release button. So again, the same release button we used before, we're using that same trigger, and it pops right off. Actually, quite easy. The nice thing is it's going to be a lot harder to, like, I don't know about the old one. You had to slide it on.
Yeah.
Like I would put them on backwards.
Or
the wrong one all the time.
Because
So,
both of them.
and then eventually I got to a point where I didn't use them at all.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It's unsafe. But
because they invert. You can flip them upside down and put it on either or. This one is specifically for the certain ones, I'm assuming.
So now it's ready for the updates. Now that I'm doing it, the system will restart once that's complete. So that's where we're at this point. So we have now done that walkthrough steps and how to set it up. That's actually quite good. Nintendo did a great job here, I think, from a visualization, because you're doing it in the process of where the tool is. It not having the manual for it, I don't think is that big a deal, because it's literally in the steps of the tool itself.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is there's no, like, if something goes wrong manual.
Yes.
I was looking for, like, how to reset it, restart it, things like that. If it doesn't turn on, like those type of things, there's none of that.
No,
you
I think
have
you
to
would
go
have-
to
yeah, you have to go to the
support.nintendo.com for that to happen. So now it's asking me to do a whole bunch of other stuff here, which I'm not prepared to do at this current time, which is transfer from my old Switch and things like that. So yeah, I do have to do that as part of this process, but I don't have it with me, so I'm not going to do that right now. But this is pretty cool. I thought those instructions are pretty good. I overall think that was a quality success for what Nintendo has put out from an instruction standpoint. I give them an A from an overall experience. I do give them one negative for not having a basic support guide of, like, in the box of this is not turning on, like me requiring the internet for this, even though it's a device that connects to the internet, I shouldn't require it. at all times. So
Yep.
having some kind of basic guide of here's how you reboot, here's how you restart, something like that in the box would have been nice. So they get a little bit of a ding for that. But overall, the experience, I give it nothing but an A.
Yeah, my only concern is after you get past this point right over here, the initial setup, if you want to go back to the setup to be able to do some of the
Oh
things,
yeah,
you know,
like I take it home to
refresher.
my kid, right?
You
And
know.
now I went through that, but they need it or something. Like that.
Exactly. You have to explain that to them versus having.
Well, we don't
having
know.
them
It
exactly.
may give you that option to go back through. We'd have
100%.
to look that up. But as of right
Right.
now, we don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, you've gotten a new iPhone. This is similar to the same setups and things like that. Granted, I mean, you know, we've been
There's
using
the tips
iPhones
at
forever.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But they
But-
don't run.
but there is the
that smooth
tips
through.
Application in the iPad, in the
Mm,
iPod. So
okay.
an iPod has, or an iPod. Sorry, I used to work for Apple back in the day. An iPhone has a tips app that normally comes pre-installed. That gives you the instructions and a checklist and stuff like
Okay.
that. They started doing this a while ago, and this is fantastic. This is one of the best
I never
educational
never seen that.
experiences. I've actually done videos on this,
Oh.
on how good it is. And when they do a bad job too, I also bring it up as well.
Yeah,
But they've done
right.
I think they've done a fantastic job. And to be honest, their devices have been so intuitive for the most part. It's normally not that big a deal
Yes.
because it's literally, you know, like if you don't, it's just you don't know about the enhancement features is some of the things that end up being the problem. So,
Yep.
But overall, I'm giving this an A. What do you think?
I think it's a solid walkthrough, and you know, I feel like, you know, having set up a Switch One before, PlayStations, Xboxes, things like that. You know, going through this is super similar to any of those things, even iPhones, iPads, things like that. I feel like they've done a really good job. I mean, I don't, there's no questions, no nothing. It's really straightforward, super simple language that everybody can kind of understand.
Other than the legal,
The-
technical, the terms and conditions.
Nobody reads that. Anyway.
You should. You
You
100% should.
You should.
I want to be very clear. I normally read through those, and I can't believe I skipped it. But I normally do actually read through all this. In fact, I will
Yes.
read it later.
Yes.
I'm an idiot, and I know I go through and I read all that.
No,
stuff.
you. I mean, you should though.
Yeah.
Because you know, I mean, I've seen that episode of South Park where Kyle ends up the human centipede.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't want that. To happen
You don't want
to
that to happen to you, right? You don't know what you're agreeing to, right?
Yeah, you know,
Um,
yeah. You. I mean, truthfully, you don't know if you're going to be giving away your data.
Well, I mean, there's
You know,
that whole thing with
that,
Uber right now too, as well, where like, if you downloaded the app and you agree, then you now agree to do anything. Can't legally sue them, right? It's all
Yeah.
mediation.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
I don't know 100% on that, so like that's all rumor
So-
or hearsay from my end of things. But it's just knowing what you're going to agree to.
Mhm.
So yeah, but
But-
overall,
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty good experience.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cool. I'm actually kind of excited to play the game. It's still going to be a while because I have to download it. I didn't buy the physical copy, so I do have to download it, which is
Yeah.
going to be a little bit. And then, I still have to do a full transfer. And I know that's part of this process. Somebody told me that you really do need to make sure you do the transfer because if you don't,
Yeah, it's going to be a hard setup for you to be able
Yeah.
to actually start getting to play the games.
yeah.
Yeah.
And moving over the data from the previous games and things
Yeah.
like that as well. So yeah, maybe that also is a good thing. Maybe it starts from scratch. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am Aaron. This is Shu, and we're your technical communications friends. So let us know if you need anything on the technical communication side, or if you want to know how to build them better, make it nicer. But to be honest, Nintendo did a great job here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Thank you.
That's it.
Maybe.